Morning, Reef enthusiasts, or anyone else just looking at some cool YouTube videos. This video today is going to be on the 125-gallon Reef build that I'm starting out, and this is going to be the base of it. This is my current 72-gallon bow front system. The live rock in here has been in my possession for over 8 years. This is actually the third tank it's been in, and the 125 gallon will actually be the fourth. There's, feather dusters, everything you can imagine. The little sponge right down there next to the sail fin. This stuff's fantastic. I'm gonna inevitably need some more when I do the bigger tank, but that'll be down the road. Quick little breakdown of this. I got run 2 Kessels. These lights are absolutely fantastic. I don't see any reason to move away from these. The sheen, the shimmering effect that these guys create are just out of this world. Just have a little hang on the back skimmer that's gonna go on my quarantine tank or frag tank down the road, so I'm not throwing that out. Does the job well. It's a little loud, but what are you gonna do? This right here. If anyone's ever considering a little hang on the back Refugium, don't look any further than these CPRs. This thing is just amazing. It's my video quality is terrible, but you're not gonna be able to see them anyway. This is just absolutely jam-packed with little copepods and all types of little critters. So yeah, that's that, and let's get down to business. This is what the video is in regards to. I'm kind of just kind of shooting from the hip here on this. I did a video last night to try to just put some of my ideas out there on the internet, see if I can get some cool feedback. However, there's no light in this little room, and once the light went down last night, I did the video probably 9 o'clock, and I spent 13 minutes talking to you guys, and you guys could not see anything inside this room. So if you watched this last night, I apologize. I'm just going to do this over, so hopefully I'll get everything again. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I need to get an electrician in here. Moving wires and electricity, that's just not my thing. I don't trust myself with it. We need to get these moved out. And I don't know how he's going to do it, but I just need them moved over because that's the 125-gallon tank. It is going to sit right here, go all the way over. I'm going to have the edge of it here. This needs to get moved. And the other side is going to come right here. So it's going to be viewable right here and obviously right here. And then I'm going to drywall the rest of it off, put some nice crown molding around it, and that's going to be how that design is from the outside. I'm going to look at some materials to line the walls of the inside, because I think as time goes on, it might get a little bit noisy, but the idea is when we're entertaining out here that you're not going to hear a single sound. All you're going to do is have the viewable images. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do an entire sump filtration room back here. Coral propagation station, basically an all-inclusive everything room. So let me start with this guy right here. This is going to be an after the fact kind of project, and I'll show you that as the video goes on. But quick little shout out to my inspiration for this, LA Fish Guys. They do a 4-part series for, I forget it, it's either a 60 or 65 gallon Refugium, and he has mangroves suspended from the top right here, and therefore he's going to give the roots the ability to reach down through the water column into the deep sand bed, creating that like natural mangrove forest type feel. And I want to try to emulate that with my own little spin on it. And gonna do some seahorses in here. No fish, because I want the seahorses to kind of thrive without without having any fish compete them for any of the copepods that I'm gonna have growing in here. I'm gonna do the deep sand bed. I'm thinking maybe 5 inches right here. I should get the job done. I want to do black sand in one and white sand in the other. I don't know which one I'm going to go with yet. So if it's black in the Refugium or black in this, whatever. I want to do one of each because frankly, I kind of like it. So not really sold on that yet, but I got some time before I figure that out yet. Tidal Gardens. He's got a really neat video up there. If you're looking at mine, you've more than likely probably already watched it anyway. But what he has is he's pushing some reefers to take the opportunity to get a big refugium and put some more exotic macroalgae in there, so it'll somewhat emulate a freshwater planted tank, and frankly I think the beauty of it. So anyway, so that'll be down the road. I'm gonna do a multi-tank system, so there's gonna be 2 different return pumps coming out of my Trigger Systems Emerald 34. Sorry about the glare coming on there. You guys can find out what these are. I don't have to go too in depth with that. I got an awesome Black Friday deal on it. I knew I wanted to do this, but I bought it before we even opened these walls up. So anyway, Craigslist special. Bought this about a year and a half ago. I had all the intentions of setting it up at the old house, but once we figured out that we were gonna move into something a lot bigger, then we'll. I just never decided to set up. Oh, hi guys. All right, Pooch just came down to say hi. Just don't mind all this mess. This is just everything of everything. I'll be running a Ghost Overflow. But yeah, this needs to all get remedied. Let's see here. I got the flooring. This is a subfloor. Whoever did this back in the 70s or 60s or God knows when, it looks like they did it right. I mean this thing is stout. So I got all the confidence in the world that when this thing's fully stocked, it's probably gonna go 1,100 pounds. This subflooring will have no problem handling it all. Gonna go 4x4 right here, 4x4, 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 and 4x4 in the corner, and another one right here. I want to get as much of the weight on the front and have. I'm gonna do plywood sheet on top, and then with another material to kind of stabilize it a little bit. This pine stand, it's okay, but as you can tell, I mean this is. The top of this tank is mid-stomach to me, so in order to get a good view of it, I gotta lean down. So I wanna get this up a couple inches, so the bottom's gonna be about right here, and then yeah, it's self-explanatory. So yeah, so this is the room, all nice and insulated. And what happened was I actually didn't have an extension cord for the Sawzall, so this. You can see the stud work back there came out to right here. They built in a bunk bed into the framing of the walls. So what I did is I was zipping through the joists, and I didn't have enough room to reach those last 2 studs with the Sawzall, and realized, wow, look at that. I have a built-in shelf that's already into the existing structure of the room, and I'm gonna do some supports, but I have a 55 gallon long tank that at my parents' house that I used to run Oscars back in high school, and so I'm gonna put that over in there, and that's gonna be my frag tank, at least for the time being. I might do a shallow frag tank down the road, but at least right now, it's what I have. So I'm just gonna work off what I have. I mean, I have a bunch of tanks anyway, so I might as well put them to use. And then there's enough room here to put my 40-gallon breeder for my quarantine. So this guy, inevitably I'm gonna have to move him over a little bit, but there's a drain pipe right here, and they reinforced this, so I'm just gonna have to move this over a little bit, and then the end of this tank is going to come to about right here, because I want to have enough room to be able to maneuver over in here. So this is pretty much the room. Oh, this is all getting ripped out. Carpeting getting dealt with. I haven't fully decided on what kind of flooring I'm going to go with, but have a little bit of time to do so. All right, so getting back over here, let's look at the way I'm going to have this set up. Before I go with this. So open up this Ghost Overflow kit. There's the jig. I'm gonna be drilling my own. The Iwaki magnet drive. This is I want to say 1350 gallons per hour. So that'll give me that'll turn the water over 10 times per hour, which obviously everyone wants. Going to be running a Vertex 180i, and it's just a GFO and carbon reactor. This has actually been running on that for like 2 years or so. Works fantastic. I don't need to go into it. A bunch of other guys have videos on it. But since there's no coral in it and all my water parameters are nice and stable right now, I just don't need it at the moment. Gonna be running a Reef Keeper Light off this. That it's more than sufficient for me right now. Once I start getting into some calcium reactors and doing some higher end things, I might want to switch over to an Apex or something. But that's not necessary right now. All right, so here's a rough sketch. Probably gonna say this a couple times, but I apologize for my shoddy drawings. Just gonna. I mean, this is all basic here. Trigger systems. This is the difference in this, and I don't know if anyone wants to learn from this, but I did a lot of research. I'm gonna actually run 2 return lines coming out of the side of the sump. One of them I'm just gonna have gated off because I'm gonna have it going to this guy, but I'm not ready to go live with him yet. Whether I get live with him early summertime, late fall, winter next year, I don't know. We'll see. But we'll just see how much time I have. But this is gonna be the main pump. This is going to be on the right side. So this is gonna be the closer to the wall. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna come up and around the tank, and I'm gonna have it teed off. It is all 1-inch pipe. The whole system's gonna be running off 1-inch pipe. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tee it off into a dual return line. I'm gonna use 1/2-inch pipes, and then I'm gonna lock line it back in through the side here, because like I said, I'm gonna have it viewable from here and here. I want to have as little equipment visible as possible. So the lock lines are actually going to be at the water level. One, because in the event of a power outage, it's not going to back siphon a lot of water down anyway. It's not going to matter because I'm going to have the check valve down at the bottom anyway. So that's not really going to be too big of a deal. But I just don't want people looking at return lines when they should be enjoying the coral and fish swimming around. I am gonna put the early stage of a manifold here. I'm not gonna build the manifold right away, but as long as I do it before I put some salt water in there, I can basically I have it there for when I need to use it. This is just a quick little overview of the side. Like I said, I'm just going to do the 2 return lines. This second return pump, I figured 650, 750, whatever, gallons per hour. And then I'm going to do depending on how I like the Ghost Overflow, I might do a second one on here. This is enough room on the side to do a secondary. But if not, I'll just do a regular overflow box, and we'll figure that out as time goes on. So anyway, like I said, excuse me for the crappy drawings. And yeah, this if you watched my video last night, you'll know that this is much different because I was just showing people a couple studs and remnants of some glass, and it was just dark and terrible. But yeah, you know what? I'm taking my time on this. I want to make sure I'm doing all the necessary research. I'm getting all the top end quality products because, frankly, I want to be running the system 40 years from now. I want to be showing my grandkids this down the road. So yeah, thanks for hanging in with me for about 15 minutes, listening to me jibber jabber, and Have a nice day. Enjoy the Super Bowl.